UOA Foundation was started about 10 or 12 years ago by Zoe Drayton
to kind of document and sort of present underground sonic art and experimental music work that was being done in New Zealand as a whole.
It's kind of perfect, really, the location being, I mean, K Road is a real creative hub, I think.
Originally it was just a website with a music collection, and people could have their own artist page and so on. And then they got this physical space, and since then it's become a gallery. It's like a sonic arts gallery and music performance venue. My main project is a solo thing called Kraus, and that's sort of mostly guitar based, but also with electronics, sort of homemade electronic stuff. And the main project that I kind of work on here as a volunteer at Audio Foundation is called Musical Electronics Library, or MEL. A lot of people are really enthusiastic about and want to support, and we've had a lot of great volunteer help with building things and running the library every Saturday and stuff, so yeah, it's a really fun project. I think it's just kind of the vibe of the place. I mean, it's not a place that's set up to sell drinks. You can tell when you come here that it's like a funded institution that's like arts infrastructure that exists to kind of encourage people to do cool things. The nature of a funded institution is that there's no guarantees from year to year, but it's very well established, and the amount of activity is constantly increasing. Again, one of the cool things about the Friday night shows is they often draw out really interesting people that are working in isolation, and they don't find it easy to book a show. They're maybe not confident to do so. And so we've seen some really cool stuff of people who just kind of work on their recordings at home and are not really connected to a scene, but they're doing something super amazing, and then they can come out and play, and it's, yeah. That's some of the most exciting stuff often, yeah.
I come from like a very visual background in terms of my art. I've always focused on painting and photography and sculpture and things with my eyes, but I started to question why I wasn't using other senses, and then so I started paying more attention to my ears and to the sounds around me. As soon as I became aware of it and started communicating with other people about sound art or just experimental music, then you start hearing about what's going on, but unless you're aware of it or talking about it, it's not really a thing. It's quite undercover and doesn't get much attention either. My work, I do a lot of like ambient stuff, and I think what I like about it is it kind of sets you in a mind state that you're kind of free to like think and wonder in quite an intellectual way. Like the music is quite complex, and you can tell there's a lot of concepts and context behind it, which I like. So this is a K oscillator. It can record and loop sounds. So I'm just going to use it to kind of practice with some found objects, just some nails and rocks and show and stuff.
I use just like a simple like Tascam recording device. It's like an audio recorder, just to record
everyday sounds, usually sounds that are intrusive or maybe considered interfering. Sounds like vents, machinery, like to record natural soundscapes. I take the sounds I've recorded and process them to abstract them and make them unrecognisable. Playing with their potential to be something else, kind of encouraging a perception of the world that is different and intriguing. Tomorrow I'm performing for the first time ever live at Audio Foundation.
I have never never performed live, and I never thought I would. Well, not this close. Very unprepared. Really anxious.
Just learned how to group them. Johnny showed me how to group.
I actually
Make,
thought
you know, like make a master track. Really easy.
It's a wonderful world that we live in.
Yeah.
I could run back to my house and get James's one, but it's like the power cord's really faulty.
I'm sorry, yeah.
It's okay. I just kind of need to figure that out, like, really soon.
This is why we sound cheap.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand, like, I've been practicing and, like, they've never failed, and then just decides to, like, fucking chew them up. But, oh well. It just doesn't work, which is really weird, because that's just like, what does that mean? What are you trying to tell me?
I'm sure it'll go.
I feel sick, eh? Oh well, be fine. Fuck. You go there and you expect to hear something different, and the people are great, they're lovely, and they support you through and through, definitely.
Daisy was great. She did a wonderful performance for that night. It was actually the only set that I'd actually call ambient. You know, it was very nice music, and I hope that she does it again and keeps doing it. Yeah.
You know, if you look back through on the website, there's an archive of all of the events that have happened, and you can see the increase in activity over several years. And I believe that sort of is a strong argument to the people who do the funding, that this is something that needs to continue. Yeah, and so, I mean, I think I can predict pretty confidently that the level of activity and different programs that are happening will continue to increase over the next few years. And I'm really hoping that some of the kind of younger generation of people that we've seen hanging out and putting on shows and stuff will get involved with sort of volunteer activity here. And you know, like for example, the Mel Library was an idea that I had and I started working on independently, and originally it was going to be just housed in my flat, and then Zoe, the director, encouraged me she offered that it could be housed here and sort of run as a program under Audio Foundation. And there's absolutely no reason I can see why similar things couldn't happen, just, you know, cool ideas that we can facilitate. Yeah.